and welcome to my channel. I'm Mandi Grace, author of 10 young adult novels so far, 8 of which I'm rewriting this year. Welcome to vlog 25 of that adventure. Who thinks we are going to have 100 vlogs before the end of this year? Show of hands. I don't know if it will actually get that high, but I'm starting to feel like it might. I don't know what I was expecting at the beginning of this year, but I don't think I was expecting 25 vlogs. So, rewriting my Robin Hood series from ages ago, these lovely books up here. We're on book 4 right now. I'm about 25,000 words into the story as of today because I've already been on 3 prickles? 2 prickles. Several prickles. For anyone who doesn't know, my writing group has a hedgehog theme, and when we gather to write together, we call it a prickle because a gathering of hedgehogs is called a prickle. Anyway, I've been writing today already, so I'm several thousand words into my today's word count. Yeah, anyway, the point is, we're about 25,000 words into the story. My guess-ish of what the final word count will be is 140 to 150,000 words. Not sure, we'll see. If it does get that big, it will be the biggest book I have ever written to date, because currently the biggest is book 2 in the series. The first draft's sitting at like 129,000. So, you know, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Oh, gosh. Sorry. I just had a heart attack. I saw a spider and panicked, but I think it's dead? Question mark? Just laying there in the middle of the floor. It's fine. It's fine. It's probably dead. We're just... what was I talking about? Alan's book. Book 4. 25,000 words in. So we're in part 2 right now because Alan's book is split into 4 separate parts. I'm still staring at the spider corpse, it's fine. Yeah, the book is split into 4 parts, and we're in part 2 right now. Not sure how big it will be, but part 2 is the Crusades, so probably fairly large. The Crusades are the first half of Much's book, and then like 2/3 of Dusty's book, so I'm not sure how much of Alan's book it will turn out to be, but it's the same events happening in the other 2 books, just from Alan's perspective. So it will depend on how many of the scenes from book 2 and 3 also belong in Alan's book, like if any of those scenes also have things that are important to Alan specifically, which some of them won't, but the ones that do, I'll carry over and then adjust them so they're from Alan's perspective. And then also I'll be finding new scenes as I'm trying to make this story focused on Alan and his internal story arc and all of his darkness and trauma. I'm going to be, yeah, adding additional scenes that highlight his story arc and not just the random events. For the most part, in the original versions of the story, the Crusades just jump from one historical event to the next without actually, like, seeing how those historical events affect the characters who are living them in my books. Anyway, so in the new versions, it's hopefully different and better. The events are still happening, but, like, we're more focused on specific characters. So anyway, we're on Alan. Basically, in part 2, his story arc, because he had... backstory. We're ranting a lot at the beginning of this vlog. Don't worry about it. At the beginning, no, what am I saying? So I did 4 Save the Cat outlines for Alan's book for each part, and the end of each outline bleeds into the start of the next one. So if you've done Save the Cat, and you know what I'm talking about, the finale section at the end of the Save the Cat is cut off. The finale and the final image is cut off of the middle, you know, what am I saying? Outline. There it is. So the break into 3 is actually the break into the next part. and then it starts over at opening image, and we move forward with the next Save the Cat, until you get to the very last one, and that one has a finale and a final image. But anyway, the point is, we're in part 2, so we're in the second Save the Cat, and we're in the fun and games right now. That's where we're at. I don't know if that's what I was starting to say when I began the rant on the outlines. I feel like there was some other point that I was trying to make, and I don't remember what it was. Why was I telling you about the outlines? Okay, I I watched the video back so I could see what my point was. I was trying to tell you what his story arc was in part 2, and then felt the need to explain why there were 4 different story arcs. That's what I was getting at. So yes, in part 2, his story arc is that he starts out in the depths of despair because he's lost everything and everyone, and he feels responsible for the deaths of his family, and like, life sucks, okay? That's where he starts out, and he goes on the crusades so that he can die. And then by the end of part 2, he's decided that life is worth living again. So that's his current story arc that I'm working through, and I'm in the fun and games. That's what I was trying to tell you. And then we'll move on to part 3, but that may or may not be in this specific vlog, because fun and games will take a while. The crusades go on for days and days, and then Bad Guys Close In is also part of the crusades. Yeah, it's crusades until we start heading home, and then we'll break into Save the Cat Outline 3. Get excited, folks. That spider, I keep catching it, like, with the corner of my eye and freaking out, and then being like, no, that's the dead one, we're fine. Anyway, I do have a prickle in, like, 15-ish minutes or something, so I'm gonna go make some tea, light my candle, do the things that I do, yeah, and then write some words and hopefully hit my word count for the day. I'm trying to write, so I did the math. I was wrapping this up, but I'm just gonna keep ranting at you. It's fine. This whole video would just be me sitting here ranting at you. Anyway, so yes, I did the math. So I set my Camp Nano goal recently for July, which it's not July yet, but the Camp Nano goal is like, yes, the amount of words I have to write in June is very connected to my Camp Nano goal. So here we are. I'm trying to finish Alan's book by July 31st. So I set my Camp Nano goal for 62,000 words. It's very lofty. May or may not happen. But in order to finish Alan's book, the 140 to 150-ish thousand words, assuming it gets that big. But anyway, in order to get to my guesstimated word count, if I'm only doing 62,000 words in July, specifically, then I still have 60 more thousand words that I have to write in the 2 last weeks of June, which is a lot. But I did the math, and it roughly broke down to doing 5,000 words a day. This is going to be insane. Doable, maybe, but insane. Whose idea was it to write 8 books this year? Because that person needs to be fired. It hasn't been too bad yet. Like, I haven't reached the point of, like, panic or stress or burnout or, like, anything. Like, it hasn't been that bad yet. It's just been intense. Like, yes, I have to keep working. We have to keep doing this. Which is, honestly, it's kind of fun in a way. I thrive under pressure. No, I'm enjoying myself, and it's been fun. But yeah, it's ramping up to get crazy because I'm starting public... Oh my gosh. It's not a spider, it's a roly-poly, but I saw movement behind the corpse and I might just die. Whew, we're fine. It's a happy little bug that doesn't harm anybody. Okay. What was I saying? I don't know. Anyone feel like we should get off the floor where the creepy crawlies are? Okay. What was I even talking about? Camp Nano, 5,000 words a day, stress, but I'm not stressed. Oh, so yes, in August I'm publishing book 1, the new version of book 1. I have the cover. I still need to do the last edits, so like I have to get my my editor's comments, and I still want to go through my critique partner's comments and things. So like there's still some editing to do, but basically I'm ready for publication in August. Kind of, basically. We'll see how that goes. it's going to be my first publication that I'm doing differently. So it'll be the first publication after I took Publish and Thrive, and now also I'm halfway through Bethany's Secrets to Self-Publishing course, which is basically a knockoff Publish and Thrive. Anyway, that's a topic for another day. But yes, I've taken these taken 1.5 of these courses now. So I've learned a lot about self-publishing and things. So, 10 books in, I actually know what I'm doing. Wow. Anyway, so yes, I'm going to be implementing all the things that I've learned and hopefully have a more successful launch and then, like, carried forward, books. Anyway, but that means that I'm not just doing paperback, because I have one of my 10 books on an ebook. One of them. So this time I'm going to be publishing everything paperback and ebook. Maybe sometime down the line I'll do audiobooks, but that's expensive. That's not in the budget for this year. It's not happening. Anyway, yeah, so I'm doing paperback and ebook of the Robin Hood books starting in August. And I think everything's ready for that, but like I haven't actually set everything up yet. So I feel ready and I also feel not ready all in one. But it's going to be crazy because I'm starting publishing in August and then I'll be publishing a book a month until December. And in the midst of publishing a book a month, I'm also going to be doing my self-edits and then, I'm tripping over my words. I'm going to be doing my self-edits and getting, like, actual edits done on books 2 through 5. I'll also still have to be writing the new version of book 5 in the midst of publishing the other books. So yeah, the latter half of the year is going to be bonkers. Whew, it's just going to be, we're snowballing down the hill until we get to January. At which point I will take a breather. And then if I haven't rewritten the dystopian trilogy, which given everything else I've said I'm doing at the latter half of the year, it probably won't happen at the latter half of the year. So if I haven't done my dystopian trilogy, I'll start that up in like February or something. Because I will probably need a month to just be like, whoo, we made it to the end of 2022. And then we can write some more. Yeah. Oh, also, November happens at the end of this year when I'm publishing books and editing books and writing book 5. On the calendar, currently, I plan to write book 4 in my King Arthur series for NaNoWriMo. That might be asking a lot of myself. But I don't want to put it off until 2023. So, yeah, we'll just do everything in the last 6 months of the year. This is such a bad idea. But honestly, because I'm not feeling like burnt out or like actually stressed yet, I feel like I could do it. It'll be fine. Yeah, the dystopian trilogy is like 100% going to be 2023, but I refuse to stop saying I'm writing 8 books this year. I really, really wanted to write all 8 books this year. Anyway, it's fine, it's fine. Maybe it'll happen. Who knows? Maybe everything will be super speedy from here on out. I should stop ranting and actually go write book 4 so that maybe I can write the dystopian trilogy at some point this year. There you go. Welcome to Monday. The day where I could not stop talking. Okay, we have made it to the end of Monday. I'm sorry, I have a piece of candy in my mouth, so talking around it's going to be interesting. This was a mistake. Anyway, I'm not here to rant at you like I did for 10 minutes this morning. Hopefully, editing Mandi cut that down to something more reasonable, but no more ranting on Monday. I'm just here to tell you my word count, because I finished all the writing pickles for today. I'm trying to write 5,000 words a day to do this 60,000 word thing in the next 2 weeks. It's actually like the next 12 days or something like that, but anyway. Pretty sure I made the 5,000, but we're going to double check. Today's word count. We're currently at 28,106 words. We started today at, that's the real question, 22,591. Yeah, 22,591. Boom! 5,515 words. Day 1 down. I use Mandi Lynn stickers, and I do have an affiliate link in the description if you want to check them out for a discount. So I just got off of the pitch prickle that I do with my writing group once a month, where we have to well, we don't have to. We choose to pitch our books and get live feedback on what works and what doesn't and all the things. And I had just written the pitch / blurb for book 2 this afternoon, because I hadn't done it previously. So I just like typed something up really quick, and I wasn't super satisfied with it, but I was just taking it to them so they could do the thing. Received some good feedback. Definitely some things that I can adjust and change, which makes sense, but also some good feedback, and people are interested in Much's story, so that's great. This is mostly unrelated to me writing book 4, but it is related to the rewrites journey, so I am putting it on the vlog. Also, I just realized, so last week sometime, I don't remember when, I had put together my, oh my gosh, I just pulled it up. I love looking at it. I had put together my, my book, formatted mostly, so that I could get a print copy. And I had done something that I've never done before, and I got the title file from my cover designer. So the title as it is on the front cover, the font, the layout, everything. Yeah, I got the file from her so I could stick it inside my book on my title page instead of having a title page that like has the title but it doesn't look exactly the same as the cover. Anyway, yeah, so I got that and I stuck it in there. And last week when I did it, I was, honestly, I cried and it was beautiful and I loved it, and I was starting to show the camera for the rewrites vlogs and then realized that I hadn't announced the new title for book 1 to the general public, so I couldn't actually show you on camera, and it was tragic. But I have announced the title now, so it's public knowledge, so I'm going to show you the book, and it's not going to mean quite the same because I'm not crying anymore, but it still looks beautiful and I love looking at it, and there you go. And maybe this won't interest you anyway, but you get to see it. Ah! There it is! Look at it! It's so beautiful! This is just like, roughly put together so that I can have a proof copy to read and edit and whatever, so it's not the final, like, version. The copyrights page is mostly empty, as you can see there, and then if you go to the bottom, my back matter stuff, like this page is supposed to be a letter to the reader and or links to my other books, yada yada, and it's like it's not there at all. So also the family tree, look at that family tree, it's just beautiful, glorious, love it. So yeah, it's definitely not definitely not a final version. It's enough that I can hold it in my hand, and these 2 pages just make me so happy I could die. Yeah, just absolutely love it. I am curious when printing it if the boxed outline will be there or not. I'm not entirely sure. We will see. I don't know if that's there because it's like a photo, you know? Like I didn't type these words in. I input a photo, basically. So I don't know if that's why there's a box line or if there will be a box. We will see when it comes. I don't know. One other thing I wanted to point out is that I wrote this foreword, which I'm actually kind of really proud of. Yeah, it has some mistakes and needs fleshing out, but I wrote a foreword to explain, you don't need to keep staring at that while I'm talking. I wrote a foreword to explain the story of this book. So like it was previously published as Lucy's Legend, a Robin Hood story, and then why I rewrote it, and now it's The Legend of the Thief, and like technically it's the same book, but like it's not. So there you go. Anyway, I wrote this forward and I really love it. Sometimes I just read it to myself and I just pat myself on the back. No, I don't, but I kind of do. It starts with, once upon a time, a 17-year-old girl decided to try her hand at writing a retelling of the legend of Robin Hood, only to become entangled in the world she had created for a solid 8 years. Anyway, yeah, I love my forward, and it just makes me happy. But the problem now is I have to do a forward in the other 4 books as well in the series, just to be like, previously published as this book, now it's this book, basically. But do I do the same forward, or do I try to make it interesting every single time? Because I love this forward, so I could just stick it in all of them. And technically speaking, I try to write the books so that they can be read as standalone, so you could read the books in any order that you wanted to, and or not read all of them. So if I could do this forward, just, changing the bits so that it could apply to book 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and not just The Legend of the Thief. But I love just saying the title, I'm not gonna lie. It's been so hard not to tell you guys all 5 titles. Well, 2 of them are fairly easy to know because they're not changing. 2 of the titles are not changing, as far as I know. Anyway, it's been hard not to tell you the 3 new titles because I love them and I'm so excited, but I can say one of them now, so that's great. Anyway, I don't know what I'm ranting about. This has been a ranting Monday. Oh yeah, this forward. I could do that. But for people who do read all 5 books, it will obviously be repetitive. So, thoughts? Should I do a form letter forward or should I do a unique forward? Also, make me stop talking to the camera. I figured out what it is. It's that everyone left today and I have the house to myself, which means I am 100% comfortable in my own skin, and so I'm being 100% myself. When I film indoors, when there are people around, A, I speak quietly so that no one will hear me, and B, I just don't express myself as naturally as I would if there weren't people in the house. And then when I go outside to film, to be away from the humans so that I can express myself more naturally, then I'm outside and it's hot and I'm walking through waist-high grass and there are bugs and like things, so it's just distracting and whatever. But yeah, knowing that there is less chance of anyone being around or hearing me, it makes me just more comfortable and I just be myself. And it also makes me way more productive. I don't know what this is. So last summer, I believe it was last summer, it might have been 2 summers ago, I want to say it was last summer. Last summer, I spent a week at my grandparents' house, basically like pet sitting for them. And it was the most productive week I have ever had in my entire life. I did so much writing and reading and like filming YouTube videos. There's a lot of videos from that one specific week. But I had the house to myself and can just run my life however I wanted to from sun up to sundown. And like that, I don't know, it lets me be free. I can't explain it. I don't know why I am the way that I am, but this is where we are. So anyway, yes, I realize why I've been ranting so much. It's because nobody's in the house, and I know nobody's in the house, and nobody's coming home. It's Ranting Monday. We're going to stop because I still have some other things I need to do tonight. I need to social media batch and, like, various other things. Yeah, and then I'm hoping, fingers crossed, to get up for the 6 a.m. prickle tomorrow, because I'm actually watching my nieces and nephew tomorrow and will not be on all of the prickles, so getting 5,000 words will be much harder tomorrow. Whatever. If I rant like this every day this week, we might have to have like 6 different vlogs for vlog 25 because it's too much. Hi, editing Mandi here. So, Ranting Monday is currently like 25 minutes long. I'm going to try and cut it down, but I don't expect to be able to cut it a lot. So I am, in fact, making Ranting Monday a vlog of its own. I was just really chatty that day. So there you go. That's Monday. Now I have to film an intro for part 2 of vlog 25. It's fine. Anyway, see you in the next one, I guess.